finish. Okay. Yeah, finish. Yeah. Okay. So here explain. Okay. So first go with the syllabus. Okay. So we open folder. So here one thing, first what we need to know about, first basic thing, you need to know how to create table and insert, update and delete, basic commands. Okay, we have DML, DCL, okay, those commands, right? Snowflake in SQL commands. Those we need to have these commands. Okay. So this one, DDL, DML, DQ, TCL, DCL, and utility commands. We need to have command like these: create, alter, drop, truncate, and insert, update, delete, select, commit, rollback, and grant table. Okay, these are basic. So after that, we have many things like filtering, sorting, string, number, CTC. So these are all SQL. So these will come inside the Snowflake. Okay. So while loading the data and while we are doing the transformation, deleting duplicate values. So why, if you separately take SQL and Snowflake separately, DBT separately, so we don't understand the project flow and real-time work. So we need to start with Snowflake inside SQL comes and we connect with the DBT. Then we do the transformations. But here we are completing Snowflake and SQL and after DBT. But in next morning batch, like everything is combined. And how are you going to start like Snowflake? We know already project flow like Oracle from different source systems to Snowflake. Okay. Here I'll show you. I have taken class morning. 6. Okay, this one Oracle, like SQL Server or hospital systems, bank systems. Okay, and then the file formats we're going to see like CSV, JSON, or Parquet, XML, ORs. So this is S3, maybe like landing zone, blob storage landing zone, and GCS landing zone. Okay, so ETL team like extra transform low. That ETL team like using Informatica and Azure services. They're going to push data into in this cloud provider S3 storage, blob or GCS. Okay, so after that, come to the Snowflake as a Snowflake developer. As a data engineer, our work will be start. So what we need to do here, one thing, first we have layers. We need to understand that. So what are the layers in the Snowflake? So in each layer, what we're going to do. So here, raw, staging, and curated layers we have. So depend on the team, we have different names like presentation layer, consumption layer, reporting layer, mart layer. Okay, different things. But here, these are standard names: raw, staging, curated. So in raw, we're going to have as these data. So we don't do anything like modification or deleting or change the names, column. Those things we don't do. Even we don't change data types also. Then staging, we clean the data, complete cleans data, clean data, curated, we apply the business logic. Okay. So after that, we connect the Power BI. So without DBT, now the DBT came into the picture. So what we do first load into raw layer. So initial we load here and then we connect with the DBT data build tool. It is like ELT, extract, load and transform. It means so whenever we have that data in the warehouse, then we need to connect with the DBT. It means already the data is extracted and loaded into the warehouse. Then we need to connect DBT. So not only Snowflake, we have BigQuery, Redshift, Snowflake. So these BigQuery and Redshift are completed to the Snowflake. BigQuery and Redshift are completed to the Snowflake. Okay. Here extract load transfers DBT data build to. So after connect with DBT, what we do. So wait. So next we move to next. So why DBT? So we can do the transformation in the Snowflake and in Snowflake we have reusable codes like procedures. In Snowflake we have the procedures. Then so still why we use DBT means like even we have reusable code like procedure in the Snowflake. Here we have reusability and with modularity, documentation, so lineage graph and macro CI/CD like continuous integration, continuous deployment, and test like unique not accepted value test. Why? Because of test. So in Snowflake, the constraints we have, right? It won't not Snowflake not enforce for all constraints. Snowflake only enforce not null. And as of my knowledge, Snowflake also enforce
Default.
default. So this is my experience I'm telling, but as for documentation, it enforces the not. Okay. Then we have test dbt cloud. So in Snowflake, we have the task. Okay. These things, okay. Simple running command like dbt docs generate, it would generate the documents. But what we do in the Snowflake, everything we need to copy into the notepad, and we have GitHub here. Okay, we can connect GitHub and scheduling. So we can schedule the DBT run, DBT test. Okay, so many things, and we have DBT utilities. So what is that? It's like, so already there are some thousands of written codes in the DBT utilities. You can check in the Chrome. So those codes are the requirement. So a simple example I will give. So I'm writing the test for accepted values test. So I'm writing for 1 to 10 numbers. So that column need to accept only 1 to 10 numbers. But so I need here 1 to 100. If you write for test 1 to 100, if you run the digit test, it's going to fail. Why? Because of, so we need to have the packages. Then we need to go to DBT utilities. They're already written code, copy and paste, and run the command DBT depths in the project by ML5. Then now if you run the DBT test 1 to 100, it's going to run. So like that. Okay. So what are the, whenever the code not running in the DBT, then we need to go with DBT utilities. Okay, these things. And first, after loading data into the state, simple I already have given many tags. So why DBT means? So we have 1, 2, 3 models or tables. So we are joining in the 1, 2, and we have 5. Okay, and we are joining the 2, 2, 3, and we have the 5. Now I'm having like I need to join three tables, one, two, three. So what do you do in Snowflake? So directly we can't join these two. We go with again. We need to write again entire code two, one, two, and two, again three. So this is in the Snowflake. But DBT what we'll do already you have one, two, two, four, and two, two, three, five. So directly we can join this and like more. Okay, six. It will take 1 minute in the DBT, but it will take half an hour in the Snowflake. So that is like reasonable codes. That's why many are using for transformations. So DBT. So this is clear, right? Why DBT?
Yeah, yes, Madhu. It's using for a transforming
Yeah,
the data.
transformation. Yeah, transformations. Okay. So then go to that staging layer, we write the models. So these we reflect in the Snowflake staging layer. Already I explained raw layer, staging layer, curated layer. So this will be reflected in the Snowflake staging layer. Then intermediate layer. So we write, we going to change the multiple models. Okay. So that's also again going to reflect in the Snowflake staging layer and the mart layer. So fact and dimension tables applying the business logic. It will reflect in curated layer. Even if you go with snapshots for historical data, okay. So it will, okay, again create in the curated layer. So these are standard staging, intermediate and mart layer. And the data we're going to have the snapshots. So when you have go with the bank project, we need to show last 10 years transactions if the customer asks, right? So for that, we have snapshot layer. Okay. So after that, okay, we do everything. We in this curated layer, we will have fact and dimension tables you going to use. But here come to next. What is the next step? Then it is not step into the reporting for Power BI tablet. That is not the right way after the curated layer. So we have before that we have many things. Okay. Do not step into uh, Power BI. So we have other things here. Okay. That's okay. So here, so we need to, so those are layers, but we need to know about these environments in the Snowflake environments. Okay. CI, this is D, CI, CD pipeline, like continuous integration, continuous deployment pipeline. Okay, so this one, so you can see. So I think, as of my knowledge, I am the first person who is taught in the classes regarding CI/CD pipelines in the DBT. I only started DBT in the as of my knowledge in India. Okay, I have given training on this DBT to many other trainers. Okay. So this is CI/CD pipeline. So we have dev. So we do developing. We write the code here. Testers test the code and prod for final like here final data. So as per the business requirement. These are environments. Okay. So how we need to move that data. So in Snowflake we can move, but in DBT we can make it easy. Like
Madhu,
just yeah.
sorry to interrupt. The ninth one, CI/CD pipeline, where it can apply, like it's applied in Snowflake layers, or where we
No,
can
no.
utilize the
In DBT, there are environments we need to create. So that
Okay,
is
okay.
create a complete project file. So simply create an environment, it won't move the data. If you try even 24 hours, it will get the error. So we need to go with project YML file. In that is the most important file in the DBT. So in that we need to write proper syntax. We need to change the proper way how to move the code, how to test to production. Okay, that we will see in the DBT. We start most tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow I'll start, or not tomorrow, I'll start Monday because of few concepts are remaining in the Snowflake, right? So we need to complete everything and we start parallelly. Okay, no worries. Okay. So this one, we need to move the code. So we need to test, okay, database schema and dev test and production, and then we connect to GitHub. Then we need to move the code. Okay, by default, how you going to move the code? Okay, we need to set first, then we have dbt cloud scheduling. So in Snowflake we have the task to run the SQL statements, but in dbt we have the dbt cloud scheduler. So this is going to run dbt test. So if anything like fail, we're going to receive mail or slack slack notifications also we have in the dbt. This is the best dbt cloud scheduler. Then again, okay, mart layer. So come to mart layer. So it is Snowflake used to call curator layer or mart layer. So here, what is the so we have two. So we are discussing about these things, right? Star schema and Snowflake schema. So in this one, when we have fewer genes and minimum data, we go with star schema. When we have large genes and we hierarchy, like high level data, so large genes, we go with Snowflake schema. So it will take more space star schema. It won't take. Okay, and so here we have, about, right, we discussed about fact and dimension. Fact means having numeric, dimension means having the description data. So star schema fact center, and here we have dimension tables like star, and Snowflake schema like fact and dimension, and again for subdimension.
Dimensions.
Subdimension. So subdimension usually we have region, date, like that. Okay, tables we could. So this is for we use a simple use case. If you are using fewer giants, go with star schema, and if you are using the large giants, okay, go with Snowflake schema. So star schema good for the performance, and this is also good, but it will take time. Why? Because we have the large giants in the Snowflake schema, and here most of the time we use, okay, star schema in the curator layer. Why? Because of, so that is good for reporting to give the fast performance. So star schema is good. We go with the star schema in Snowflake. Also, we go with star schema in the curator layer, final layer. So to for the reporting. So why? Because of like it's give best performance. If you have large data, like more giants, we go to Snowflake. We factored. Okay, this is like we have top down approach and bottom down to bottom top approach. Okay, this is not down. So top down and bottom approach. Okay, here we follow the so bottom to top approach, like from Oracle S3, Snowflake, DBT, again Snowflake, again Power BI, like that. Okay, so this is about star schema and Snowflake schema. So we go into it. So next step. Okay, then after everything, when we have fact and dimension, the mart layer, then we go to the reporting team. So we need to share the data with Power BI or Tableau. So what are the reporting tools they go to? Okay, so this is up to here. Okay, Oracle. S3, Snowflake, DBT, again Snowflake, then Power BI. That's fine. So this is okay, but you need to share the data, right? So directly we can't give every access to the reporting team. So there is like SSN numbers, like social security number, like Aadhaar card in the US, and PI data, I like personal information data. So directly we can't give access to everyone, right? So there is some restrictions. So we have RBAC, role-based access control. Okay, so those things here how you go to follow. See, so first data sharing. Simple three methods. I have the Snowflake account, and you have the Snowflake account. I can share directly. Okay, that is direct share, and indirect share, like I'm having the Snowflake account and you not having the Snowflake account. Then I will create reader account. So reader account. Okay, this one. And third one is Snowflake Marketplace. Like completely business teams going to share that data. Like suppose some other company. Suppose I'm working on the laptop, so it HP. Some other guy working on Dell. So they're going to share that data. So that is completely business. The client's going to share that data, not we. So here we need to go with the direct share and indirect share. This is not, we can share even, we will do practically. So this one, direct share, indirect share, and Snowflake marketplace business completely. Okay. So what is like I told, right? SSN. Okay. So display here. Okay. Data, you are sharing data, direct share, indirect share, and Snowflake marketplace. But there is sensitive data. Directly going to share every data to the to other person. No, right? We can't share like that. There is we need to give put some restrictions on the data. How we going to put restrictions? Suppose if you take like SSN, like social security number for a user, like Aadhaar card. So here we have like 16 digits with three spaces. So here think like manager, you can see the complete data like this, full data. Okay. And if you go with end list, you can see only partial data and you can't see it's hidden. And if you go with the employee, you can see only completely hidden data, completely hide. Okay, masked data. Okay, masked data. This is a way of sharing. Okay, here we have dynamic policy and row level and column level policy. This is like good feature in the Snowflake. So in others we have only one, but here we have dynamic policy. We can simply like we can mask the data dynamically. So we do practice. Last time someone asked about these about data masking policies. We'll do tomorrow practically these policies. Today we do. So this is dynamic policy, how and row level and column level policy. So think this is manager list employee this social SSN social security number column level. But come to the row level means so think like there is any data of engineering college. We have aeronautical department and CSC and ECE and civil and mechanic and we have civil. So if a HOD of aeronautical engineer, so if he runs query about data, you need to see only these data only regarding on aeronautical. So he unable to see these other departments data, even for ECE, even for civil and mechanical, triple EC, CSC, aeronautical. If there are queries about regarding their department HODs, they're going to see only those data. Suppose if principal runs the query, he can see all data. Even if the dean runs the query, he can see all data. Okay, only if department wise, they can see uh, only those department data, aeronautical and EC, some of the departments. Okay, not EC. So this is like a row level policy. So we're going to apply both column level and row level. So dynamic masking policy. This okay, and weaves we have weaves. Okay, this is very important in the sharing of data. So we have standard weaves, metalized weaves, secure weaves, and new one updated secure metalized weaves. Okay, so we need to mask the data to shades. Okay? And last class we explained about last today's batch weave size standard metalized and secure metalized. Okay, into the last one question: how you secure data? First thing we need to go to weaves. First, we need to get in the mind. If they ask about how you going to secure the data means, first one is weaves. So second, what is the second one is RBAC. RBAC. So what is the third one is masking policy. masking policy. What is the fourth one is a row column level policy. Fifth one is okay, row level policy. So weaves inside the weaves, secure weaves, okay, RBAC, masking policy, like column level and row level. So finally, dynamic masking policy. Simple weaves, okay, and secure weaves, RBAC, and masking and column level and row level and dynamic policy. So this is way of telling the answer. So directly don't tell about RBAC directly dynamic policy. So this is the best. So not like that. You need to give the example. Use the like PII and use the SSN and account number, mobile number. So these are all personal information, right? So we can't share with others. Even so we can share. We share other card number everywhere, even in the websites. But if you go to USA, we don't give SSN number directly because of select the tax filing. So we're very sensitive in this. Okay. So here are the sensitive, but we don't face that much issues. So yeah, few people are going to pay the tax who are the working, getting the more salary. So but there everyone need to pay the tax. Like that. Okay. So this is about these things. So now Ganesh, I will show the syllabus. Okay. So we have the right now I given a complete project flow. So first go with these. Okay. What keep in mind the project flow. Okay. Then like Snowflake, just I given it like a little intro, like why is DBT. So I will explain more, no worries. And Snowflake. So theoretical means like architecture, micro partitions, okay, and clustering and warehouse, vertical scaling, horizontal scaling, scale up, scale down, scale out, scaling, and clusters. Clusters are like gates for like core. When we change the gates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we go the speed going to increase, right? So like that, when we add the clusters, so as per the workload, as per the users, then yeah, give the power. Like suppose one cluster 2 GB RAM, two clusters 4 GB RAM, three clusters 8, four clusters 16, like 32, 64, 128, 256, like that. So we are increasing the speed and power. That is the clusters. Okay. So theoretically, like warehouse size increasing, like we have usually small and medium and large. So before small, X small, and after uh, 2x, 3x, 4x large warehouse, right? So as the requirement when the query runs slow and when the like data loading is slow and we go with these things warehouse size and clusters. Okay, this one. Okay. So I explained about like project. So we're going to have in the team like admin first comes from architect. Okay, before that client, that vendors like client, architect, admin, developer, okay, and list. Then other things like ETL developer and Power BI team. Okay, so client going to talk with the architect going to talk with the admin going to talk with the developer going to talk with the testers, testers going to talk with the analyst, and the analyst going to talk with after the Power BI team. Okay, so this is project and themes and roles. I explain like so account admin, okay, system admin, user admin, organization admin. Okay, everything you can find the drive or tomorrow starting right 8 a.m. So we can continue that. Okay, so then after this one, okay, like about cache. When we run the query, so every time it won't run. If you run, it's like every time it will take the time and cost you need to pay. So we have so different types of caches: result, metadata, SSD, or warehouse caches. Okay, those things we need to know. Then after that, so these RBAC, what is it? Privilege. Privileges are like insert, delete, update, select. Okay, usage. Those are privileges on the table. Suppose I'm the new employee goes to office and they given Snowflake account login details, username and password. So I have username like Madhu. Okay, Madhu time. I have one username Madhu time varied. So first they are created for me one username and password. Then I am logging with that username and password. That is the here users. Then So I need to have some work. Okay. So suppose like I need to do that, delete the duplicate values in like in the so in deposit table or withdrawals table. Then that is work, right? So that is a role. That is a role. I need to have the role. But directly if I access that deposit withdrawal tables, it won't work. So role I having, I know what is my work, but my role need to have the privileges. I'm the user Madhu time variant. Then I have one role to delete duplicate values in withdrawal and deposit table. So now role having, but the role does not have the privileges. So what are the privileges? Insert and delete, update, select, all, usage. So these things. And finally, we have some ownership also. I explain and I will explain. So, ownership also. So then do admin need to give this privilege to the role. So the role is maybe like deleting duplicate, the role think like deleting duplicates. Okay. They need to assign these privileges on that database first, and the next on that schema, then after on the table, say in table. So they need to assign they need to give those privileges to the this role. Okay. Then the role already, then role assign need to the role need to assign to me, user Madhu time variant. Okay. It means simple. We have one table, so directly we don't access. We need to have the uh, permissions for grant and revoke privileges. So those privileges we put in the one role. That role we will assign to the user. Privileges uh, on any table privilege we give to role, and role we assign to the users like that. Then I can work with the table. That is a RBAC. So data modeling like star schema, Snowflake schema. Okay. So it will done by the complete architect. So when they have the multiple tables like so 30, 40, 200 tables, and what is the large size of the data, and what are the change you do, then they approach like they discuss star schema or Snowflake approach. Then internal stages we need to go with. So these are stages like suppose I'm one person living in the New York in the USA. I'm living in the Hyderabad. So there is my issue. The person is living there. He bought one mobile phone for me. He need to send to me. So but he can't move to here, and I don't have any passport or visa. I can't move to here. But when they have like a transport, right? We can put parcel like in the airplane. So they given the parcel, then it comes to airplane, then it dispatch in the item, then I can receive from the item Chetan. Okay, something to. Yes, yes, privileges are access control. Like privileges means like selecting the select, insert, delete, update. These are privileges. So these privileges we need to give to the role, then role we need to assign to the user. That is like privileges are nothing but that whatever you are doing the commands, select usage, or these are privileges. Like privilege simply like commands. If that permissions. So then you'll go to airport and you'll put in the parcel, and then I will receive here. Okay. So this is like CSV file in USA, New York, and on the target table I have, and this is the stage. The airplane is the stage. So we are pushing the CSV file into stage. Then we are copying into the target table. So this is like how like internal stages. Stage is this the stage. So stage going to hold the data temporarily. Okay, so this is stages. Okay, so after these stages we need to go with the copy command like bulk data first. Bulk data here what we need to know, not to know about, I will explain. Okay, so I need to get this. Okay. Then you will get every idea. You need to get. Okay. So first, what? So we have S3, one CSV file or any JSON packable or XML file in the S3 bucket. Okay, S3 bucket. So we need this URL. Okay, URL. Okay. Then we need one role. We need one role from the AWS, that is AR Amazon Resource Number. Okay. We need to create one role. Okay. I am and the access management, then role, then AR. So with this both, we need to create storage integration in the Snowflake. Okay. Then after we need to discuss the integration, we will get user AR and then we'll update it, the connection boot establishment. So here simply we need to load that use the copy command bulk and continues for snow pipe. Then if error comes and if the large file and the JSON file, if any other file formats, how you going to load, how you handle nulls, and how you going to handle mismatch columns data. That we will see in the these data loading copy command, these options and snowpipe. So after error handling, so this is very important. We can handle errors statically and dynamically. So I given the script right statically, we can write, and dynamically with the procedure we need to write store procedure. Okay, we need to have the raw customers and customer table, staging customers, and customers error log table. So three tables we need to create. Okay, these things. So after loading the data, what we do? Backupping. For that, we use the zero copy cloning. So if anything is deleted, what we use time travel. So I'm not going in depth. Okay. So backupping, no storage, no cost, and time travel 3 ways, 90 days, 7 days, fail safe. Okay. So from tomorrow, right? Good start. And table types permanent, temporary, transient. So by default, every table going to have only 1 day time travel. So, but permanent table we can give up to 90 days. For temporary transit only 1 day. So temporary transit does not having fail safe. Only permanent having the 90 days plus fail safe. Then types of loads like batch load, incremental, continuous loads that will cover here. Okay? And streams for incremental processing. Okay, incremental data processing. It's like so we go the every day the data going to increase, right? Like that. Okay, so like stream, CDC, change data capture, match concept, and task. So task is not create task name, whereas name and schedule for one. That is not simple task, but in real time we going to have grandparent child task. Means like, so I'm running the one task, then after successful of running that task, you need to run the second task. You would run the second task, then need to run the third task. That time we going to. Okay. So then SE types 5 minutes usually explains maybe some others, but I explained 7 days, 7 hours. Okay, so go with it. Then after weaves, okay. So giants, here we are now. Uh so wait. So Ganesh, we are here now. Okay, clear?
Yeah, yes, Madhu.
Yeah, last 2 day back we discussed, right? So now we are the here. Okay, then these weaves we have done, and so this one, right? Okay, giants. Okay, giants also like done, but so with the metallized weaves, how we go on giants? Okay, like weaves, how to create metallized uh, weave on top of two tables, but we cannot create, right? So only we can create only standard weave, not metallized weave. So that not supports in here. Only we can create standard weave and secure weave. So we cannot create
Security.
metallized. Yeah, standard and secure. We cannot create metallized and secure metallized weave on top of two tables joining. And this we are discussing done. And now we are discussing star schemas from that normalization, denormalization, and normalization forms. We do practically, and after we go with the UDF store procedures and these dynamic tables, iceberg tables, and masking policy, and like data sharing, this admin topic, I will give the knowledge and building, and then we create a resource monitoring. So even when you while create the warehouse, so we need to use the resource monitoring and Snowflake I just discussed it. So advanced concept tagging and partner like we can do the DBT and pagination. We need to know Python. I will give notes and I will explain as of what I and storage metrics in the Snowflake and performance tuning. So we done with the warehouse verticals and on the scaling. So now we're going to work with bank data. So this is Ganesh. Got it now? Not confused if anything
Yeah,
now.
yes, Madhu.
Okay. So
Uh, Madhu,
yeah.
can you explain me one more topic like Snowflake cost management?
So for 1 TB, it will take $23. Okay. So, but usually if they ask about cost, do not involve in that pricing in the billing. Okay, because admin. So having the experience like architect level admin having more than 10 years, 20 years, they're going to take care of those things, not we. Okay. So I will give knowledge
Oh,
in that
okay,
time.
Madhu.
Okay, because of don't involve unnecessary things. Okay. So what I
Yeah,
will
yeah,
tell
okay.
in the classes avoid some topics. Why? Because of So those real time, you don't create warehouse, even database and schema, because it will done by the admin. Okay, so it will take some cost, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So now guys, this is
Yes,
the
Madhu.
complete workflow. If you understand this, you can start from any topic. No need to wait for new batch. All new batch. I given give recordings new guys and some resumes. So now give you some time. End of the day, I will share in the morning everything to everyone. I will give the access and resumes I will prepare and I give you. And few people tomorrow that are going to contact take the marks. Okay. So we will continue the class tomorrow. Okay. So it's too late, right? Okay, fine, guys. Hello? Fine, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Madhu.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Madhu.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, Madhu.
thank you.
Madhu, tomorrow what time?
I will let you know. 8 a.m. 8 p.m.
Same. In the morning, you told me in the morning
Morning,
8
new
a.m.
batch 8 a.m. Morning, new batch 8 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Anything ping in WhatsApp, okay? Only 1 minute is there. Thank you, guys. Bye. Take care.
Yeah, fine, Madhu.